gotta see my videos, man? Why you gotta see my videos? Why you gotta see my videos? Why you gotta see my videos? You can't see me with that one. Why you gotta see my videos? 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 Why? Why you gotta see my videos? Why? Why you gotta see my videos? Why you gotta see my videos? Why you gotta see my videos? I don't see my video. Why? I don't see my video. Why? I don't see my video. Mad? I don't see my video. Why you see my videos? You don't see my videos. I don't see my video. Why you see my videos? Why you come up here? Why you see my videos? You mad?
On Saturday 26, I don't know how I will express that, because if not by God, maybe this is not what we're supposed to be saying now. It will be another story that touches the heart, but we pray it's not our portion, because I don't know how to explain what I face on that Saturday. We hold an event, an annual award event, to performing elected representatives in our senatorial district, to discuss the challenges facing our senatorial district, Edo North, Afema in bracket. At the same time, to address the insecurity, kidnapping here, killing here every day. We vetted all the security operatives, like the army, head of the police in Edo North, the DSS and the civil defense, of which, before we started the event, the 195 Battalion Army, led by Major Tarai from the 195 Battalion, who also the operational head of Edo North, arrived the event as at 12 minutes after 10 in the morning. Immediately he stepped back that he want to go and look for something to eat. That was what we saw, how we saw a loaded vigilante, Edo State vigilante group, led by one Mr. Abubakar Saliu, aka Agbo from Iyeke, Porta Auchi, followed by Mr. Giwa Ibrahim, aka Barrister. This is a guy, a man that is known, which I believe is having a series of murder case in the state CID in Okwela, who now use vigilante, both of them, to cover their ordeal in Edo North. And one Mr. Joseph Israel from the same Okwela, who used vigilante to cover their ordeal in Edo North, stormed the events with 3 loaded Ilos with arm and one Sienna from Esako Central Fuga. I could not say this is what I suspect, because I'm not a party member. I don't belong to any political party. I don't owe anybody. I don't go. I don't know. I can say this is what transpired, because this is not the first time of doing the event. Before we do an event, if I thought we are doing it in Auchi, which is the same council hall, we normally seek approval from the council chairman, which we always approve. Even this very one, he approved. Not only me and my committee member, we went to the council secretariat, where the Honorable Valentine Okwilagwe called the person in charge to approve the hall, to open the hall for us for usage. So I could not know.
We, under the banner of concerned Edo citizens, convey this press conference to alert the public and the world on the gruesome human rights violations, abuse of power, and rising insecurity currently plaguing Edo State. We are here to demand justice for federal comrades Ohani, the president of the Edo North Unity Forum, who on Saturday, July 26, 2025, was the victim of a brutal and near deadly attack orchestrated by over 50 vigilante members, allegedly led by one Agbo and Ibrahim Giwa, the sector commander of the vigilante group in Edo North. Comrade Ohani was forcefully abducted, beaten to stupor, and tortured in a desolate area, his life hanging by a thread. According to eyewitness reports and the victim himself, the attackers clearly intended to execute him extrajudicially. However, due to swift public reactions and outrage, they aborted their evil plan and instead handed him over to the police. Most alarming, when they turned him in, the vigilante leaders told the Aucheria commander, ACP Lawrence Ajiu, that they acted under an order from above. This statement raises serious concern about possible state-backed abuse of power and official complicity in what amounts to an attempted extrajudicial killings. Rather than provide medical assistance or initiate an investigation into what transpired, the area commander, ACP Lawrence Ajiu, a very senior police officer, unlawfully detained Comrade Ohani, who was almost dead for over 4 hours in their smelly cell. Despite his critical condition, his family members and well-wishers were denied access to him throughout the ordeal. This conduct is a blatant dereliction of duty and a violation of constitutional rights and professional ethics. Despite the matter being promptly reported to the relevant authorities of the Nigeria Police Force through both oral reports and formal written petition by concerned Edo citizens, the police have failed to act. No arrests have been made so far and no investigation has commenced. Even more disturbing is that the perpetrators of these evil acts are still walking freely across Edo North. Our call to the governor. We call on the executive governor of Edo State, His Excellency Governor Mondo Okpebholo, who has earned a reputation as a leader who does not tolerate violence, to take decisive action on this matter. This incident is not just a human rights violation, it is a direct threat to public order and the credibility of his administration. His Excellency, we urge the governor of Edo State to ensure that this injustice and barbaric act is fully investigated and the dramatist personnel and those responsible for these barbaric acts are brought to justice.
Why you gotta see my videos, man? Why you gotta see my videos? Why you gotta see my videos? Why you gotta see my videos? You can't see me with that one. Why you gotta see my videos? 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 Why? Why you gotta see my videos? Why? Why you gotta see my videos? Why you gotta see my videos? Why you gotta see my videos? Why? Why? You mad? Why you see my videos? Why you see my videos? Why you see my videos? Why you come up here? Why you see my videos? You mad?